Hey everybody, first off, I have allergies real bad, and not horribly bad, but my nose is a little stuffy and everything. So don't worry, I don't have the coronavirus, no fevers or nothing. But anyway, I just want to hop on here and explain a system that was taught to me when I first started learning guitar. So I'm a beginner guitar player. I've been playing for roughly 3 years off and on. I haven't really had a solid gig where I'm playing in a band and I'm solely playing guitar. Because a few bands that I'm in, I end up switching up between drums and bass. So I just don't have a lot of time to concentrate on playing guitar because I'm just not, when it comes to real world playing, I'm not playing guitar that often. So it's taking me a while to learn. So anyway, Kerry Too Smooth Marshall, he put up a video on why he doesn't prefer the caged system. Now, since I'm a beginner guitar player, I never learned the cage system, so I don't know anything about it. This system I'm getting ready to explain now, I was told that it's pretty much similar to cage, but I don't know anything. I can't explain. I can't even tell you why I would prefer or not prefer to use the cage system because I don't know the cage system. Most of the guitar players that I play around, they I'm assuming they use the cage system, and one thing that I've noticed with them, a lot of them, is they usually need a capo to play anything outside of, and I don't know what those keys are that are normally affiliated with the cage system, but a lot of them I just see they always have to pull out a capo to move it around to play in different keys. This system that I was taught, I learned everything to where I don't know how to use a capo. Just haven't looked into using one at all. I hear it helps out for if you're a singer songwriter, and as far as you fingering certain chords, you don't have to pay so much attention to your fingering, and you can work on singing and whatnot. So, but other than that, I don't know much about it. Anyway, years back, a guy named Dave Manley, which some of you may know him, he used to tour with Jill Scott. He used to live here in Texas, and I took one lesson from him, and during that lesson, I was actually at his house for like 3 to 4 hours. And during that time, he used to teach on a college level, so he really knows the ins and outs about theory and all of that stuff. So if you want to know more about him, look him up, Dave Manley Music on Instagram. I think he's just under Dave Manley on Facebook. But anyway, he showed me this system. So when I saw Kerry's video, it made me think about the system, the BAGED system. That's what it's called, BAGED. It made me think about that system. So I mentioned it on that video. I commented about it, and some people said they had never heard of it. Usually when I run into other guitar players, they've never heard of it. I have ran into a couple of people once I kind of showed it to them. They said that it is very similar to cage. But again, I don't know the cage system, so I can't really talk too much about that. But anyway, if you look at the guitar, of course, you know the notes are E, A, D, G, B, and E. So if you spell out the word bagged with the strings, so the A string is a second from the top or bottom. I don't know how you explain that, but anyway, that's the B string. This is the A string. This is the G string. E string, also one up top. And then the D string. E, A, D. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the D right there. D string. So let's take the note of C. So when Dave showed me this, he started out in C, and I don't know why. A lot of times, even when you take piano lessons and stuff, they start out on C. I think it's because there's no natural flats or sharps, or I don't know how to explain that exactly. But anyway, so let's go with C. So the first C is on the B string. So we're spelling out the word bagged, B-A-G-E-D. So the first C is on the B string. So the next B is on the A string, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at the camera and this at the same time. So let's start over. So that's the B string of C. This is the A string, C. G is the next one. Bagged, again, we're spelling bag. So that's on the G string. And then the next one is the E string, or that one also. And then D. And then after the 12th fret, it starts over again. So here they all are again. So that's how I learned where the C's were. And I don't have them memorized enough to where if you just blurt out, hey, on the A string, where's the C? Usually if I start here, I can work my way up and I know where they are. Let me see if I can do it backwards. Okay, I did it, but it took me a little bit to figure it out. But anyway, so with that being said, now that I know where all the C's are, now there's a chord for everywhere there's a C at, there's a chord for that. So what I notice about people that I know that use the cage system is usually they only know maybe 2 positions of a chord. A lot of them it's only 1 position, but majority of them maybe 2 positions. So with C as the root note, there's a chord for every one of these. So I'll just call this the B position. So that's this one. And the A position, this is A major, C major, I'm sorry. Then the D position, which is, so this is that chord. And then the E position. And then the D position. So here they are all again. So what Dave did was he took me through he charted it out for me. I redid them when I got home, but still, he charted out. I have the chords for every note in the C major chord, C major scale. So I know, so every one of those notes, there's chords for all of them. And I don't have them all memorized. It's something that I'm working on. So maybe you guys can keep me accountable to learn all of these. But the C major, that one I know. And then I know the C major 7, which is... So that's a C major 7. So, and I play mostly R&B and stuff like that. So I rather hear that pretty chord than instead of, but it's still, one thing I've learned is you can't play that chord for everything. You got to figure out, where it fits well. So anyway, so one thing that I know that has benefited me is, instead of just knowing a couple of positions of the C chord, C major chord, I know 5 of them. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I know 5 of them. So I'm assuming that is a benefit, and I don't know. Some of you can leave a comment below and be nice. No need to kind of go ham on me. Again, I'm a beginner, so I'm only just trying to share knowledge that I have. But I am a member of Kerry Too Smooth's camp. I definitely recommend, if any of you are trying to learn R&B guitar, that you definitely should go there and become a member. And what I liked about his stuff, that when I sat down with Dave and he showed me these chords and stuff, when I went to Kerry's camp, he was using the same chords. So it just was that much more familiar to me. So again, leave your comments below on how you feel about the cage system, and if you even heard of the bag system. Another thing too that he showed me was, so for every position, so that's the C right there, there's a chord, a scale, I'm sorry, for every position. So and then the next one is right here. And then the next one is here. So this one. The next one is here. The next one is here. So that one is, I gotta remember this. Yeah, so I learned all of that from sitting down with Dave Manley. He was the one that showed me all that stuff. And I know even when it comes to my playing, I don't utilize all that stuff I need to, because it's definitely helpful to know if I'm playing a certain position of a chord. I know that there's a scale that fits over that position. So I just wanted to make this video to explain the bag system. I actually went on YouTube and I typed in bagged guitar system, bagged guitar training, and I didn't find anything. I think I may have Googled it once and found something that kind of explained it, but it wasn't, it's just nothing I haven't seen out there. So again, I've learned that from Dave Manley. And Kerry Too Smooth, he explains why he doesn't prefer the cage system. And if I'm not mistaken, one of his reasons was because of learning different voicings or learning different variations of chords and the flavor, kind of, I guess. And I may be putting words in his mouth that he didn't say, but if I'm not mistaken, it has something to do with like the flavoring of the chords and stuff. When you learn the cage system, that you don't learn that stuff. And again, I might be wrong. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually saw that video. So if I'm wrong, someone correct me, which I know some of you will, because that's what you do best. Anyway, so drop a comment below, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I'm not on here often, but if I get enough interest in even videos like this, I may post more videos of my progress, how I'm working through this stuff, because I have pages of every scale. I mean, every note in the C major scale, I have sheets for it. And I'm not going to share them because I paid for that. When I took my lessons from Dave Manley, I paid for it. So I'm not going to take his free information. I mean, I'm not going to take his information that I paid for and just give it out there for the world. If you want to know more about it, then you can hit him up. Or I don't know if Kerry knows about this bag system either. I don't think I've ever heard him mention it on any of his videos. But either way, those two people, Dave Manley and Kerry Too Smooth, have really been the ones that's helped me to develop where I'm trying to go. As you can see, I'm still having trouble with switching between chords and stuff. Yeah, so I need to practice more. But maybe, again, if you guys are interested in this and you want to see more, that I can maybe post some more videos of my progress. So You guys have a good one. And again, please share your comments on if you know anything about the BAGED system, and also explain, since I gave a brief explanation of the BAGED system, if you can explain how different the cage system is from the BAGED system. School me on the differences, because again, I don't know about the cage system at all. So drop your comments below, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Talk to you soon.